Hi, and welcome to Bloody Good Screen. A bit different one this time. It's me and Niall. Niall from the main podcast.
Hello.
Welcome back to as normal. We have a very special guest on the podcast this week, ahead of the release of the Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. Very pleased to welcome to the podcast this week, Bomani J Story.
Yo, what up? What up? What up?
What I'd like to do here on Bloody Good Screen is get great directors and people from the film industry onto the podcast to share their Bloody Good Screens and to talk about their amazing work. Niall is with me because we're going to be jumping on straight after Bomani's finished on this one to review the movie. What we'd like to do here first, before we get into kind of talking about the brand new film, is how did you get into the horror genre?
Me? I mean, it's always kind of been a part of my life. My sister used to show me horror movies when I was a kid and scare the hell out of me. So that's kind of just always been a thing or whatever. So it's like I always loved it. And as that happened, I just started consuming more and more. Started with like Child's Play and Leprechaun and
Oh my God, is you, Mark?
Started with those and then evolved to like Sixth Sense and Signs, right? And then started getting into Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Black Christmas, and yeah, it just started evolving. I started going deeper and deeper.
Yeah. Again, no, I was saying you're down the same line as I've gone.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of people mention Black Christmas other than people who are on this podcast, to be honest.
It's a main choice for me and Chloe.
It's like a cult classic.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I hope you caught the reference in the movie.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have done.
Black Christmas, baby. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, it's a brilliant film. It's one of the classics. Definitely one of the classics. But cool. Because we only got you for a short amount of time. I can't do my usual drag out of your career. But we can go into the brand new movie. But before we get onto that, what we'd like to do here on Bloody Good Screen is force directors and people in the movie industry to pick 3 movies that they absolutely love, because I am a bastard. But before we get on to talking about the Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, what is the first movie pick you brought along today?
With us, let's go with The Fountain.
Okay, well, that's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Why The Fountain?
I love it. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Aronofsky, and it does pertain to the movie I made. Like, Death is a Disease is from this movie, The Fountain, and I wanted to pay homage to that as well as capture her emotion for the Angry Black and Her Monster. But even before that, I was just a huge fan of just the way it's captured visually, the editing, the colors, the performance from Hugh Jackman, and it's just its exploration of grief and death, and I just loved everything about it. And the 3 storylines, and it was just a phenomenal piece of art to me, a piece of cinema, and it really moved me when I first watched it.
Yeah, good choice. Not one we've had in the podcast. We've had a couple of Aronofsky's mentioned in the past, but no, not The Fountain. So
yeah,
good choice.
I love The Fountain. Also, my hot take on Aronofsky is that Black Swan is the movie that ushered in this new age of horror, and nobody says it.
Yeah,
it's a great movie. Cool. So, when did you decide to put your hand towards directing horror yourself? So, you obviously you've got a huge fandom for some of the classics, but where did you decide? Okay, I want to get into that, because I know, looking at your bio, you wrote a lot of short stories when you were younger as well. Yeah. So is it more from the writing side of it that you want to start from?
Gosh, I wish there was like a moment I could pinpoint. It's just I've always been a fan of horror movies, since I was a kid. And I don't know, like before you start making things, you're always a fan of it, right? At least I hope. So,
you hope so.
Yeah, it's like, I hope so. And so for me, like I wanted to try to capture something about the movies that I love, and even the literature of Frankenstein scared me, and I loved it. And so I just wanted to try to capture a little bit of that. So, and I felt like if I could capture at least 2% of what I love, then I'll be in a good spot.
And again, you can see a lot of the inspiration from Frankenstein in your new movie. Okay.
Yeah.
A little segue then. So let's get into the brand new film. So it's going to be coming on to Shudder not sure the exact date, but it's going to be coming on Shudder very soon. Huge fan of Shudder here on the podcast. Most of the movies are from Shudder, so it's been amazing to get to watch this before it comes out to the public. But
it'll be in theaters first, though.
Okay. Is it coming out in the UK in the theaters? Did they give a date for that or anything?
Yeah, June 9th in theaters.
Oh, soon.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, like a couple of days.
yeah. Y'all go check it out.
So, where did the inspiration for this come along? Apart from obviously the great, Frankenstein, what was the inspiration behind this? Because quite a deep movie, quite a deep lot of kind of, a lot of deepness in this. So, where did the idea of it come along?
I mean, I think like when you read Frankenstein, like you can't. To me, I don't want to say you can't, but I believe you're being disingenuous if you approach the subject matter of any kind of Frankenstein and you're not taking swings at crazy themes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those themes really resonated with me, and I was thinking about stuff that like why it still resonates today, and so I wanted to kind of approach those things. Also started with my older sisters were my muse for this, so because of that, I wanted to, show their humanity in this and their genius. So, mix all that with my horror references and Frankenstein, and out comes this.
The subject matter of this one, and I don't think it's really been done. I've not really seen it been done in horror before. It's using death as a virus instead of more of a symptom instead of the actual cause. I love the way that you kind of entered into this. It's just the whole point of death not actually being the end and be able to hear it. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Shout out. Questions from your side?
Oh, only the important one. And I'm sorry, this isn't about filmmaking, but what's Chad Coleman like in real life? He seems like it would be really cool.
Oh, he's the coolest. The coolest. Yeah, he's
so
amazing.
glad to do that.
Yeah, he's fantastic. So great to work with, and a huge champion for this movie, man. He's like, he loves it, which I'm so happy that he does. But yeah, he's a huge champion for this.
Well, I was going to say, like, I just looked him up. Well, I went on Rotten Tomatoes. Have you seen your Rotten Tomato score, by the way?
I kind of have to. It's like I want to avoid yours, but I have to.
Have you screenshotted it?
Yeah.
I thought you might.
I'm trying to hold on to it while I can, because I know once Friday happens, that stuff's gonna, it's gonna go another way. But I could be like, 3 months.
Do you know what? I am actually going to make a prediction from Shudder and stuff. I reckon you'll still end up with quite a high percentage. I reckon. So? Yeah. I reckon. I'd say. I don't know. I'm going to be generous. I'm going to be a bit of a pessimist. Actually, I'm going to say 85%. I reckon.
All right, I like that. I like those odds.
That's what I'd give it.
Yeah.
Even on his profile, it says highest rating, 100% with your movie title on it.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. Chit chat and more movies. Chit chat and more movies, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the fact that you have Layla DeLeon Hayes, who is the voice of I'm a dad. I have to throw it in here. The voice of Doc McStuffins, for God's sake. Well, I did not expect it. The voice sounded familiar. I had to look it up.
Yes,
she's amazing though. She's amazing in this film. She takes it to a whole new level in this.
Oh my God, yes. She, I tell her, I was just like, hey, first of all, you carried me through this movie, Leia. I tell her that your performance, and then on top of that, I'm just like, after it comes out, just save 0.5% for me, right? Like, I'm not saying you have to answer my calls, but at least give me a 1-word text back, right? Like, that's all. She's phenomenal, and shout out to her. She won that BAFTA for her voice acting on God of War recently. Year, and she's just an incredible actress. She has all the tools.
I was going to say, you've got such a good. I can't think of anybody who's a bad actor on this film. Like, you've got so many good actors. Like, were you behind that?
Oh no, I mean, like, these were all like I was very fortunate. I landed on everybody I wanted.
Yeah,
so that's awesome. So like it was fantastic, and it was really a testament to everyone really wanting to, do their best and believing in this weird story that I had. So like that was phenomenal. It was fantastic, and they all just really showed up and showed out.
Yeah. I think that's, other than I really like the way it's filmed, but other than that, like literally the actors in it are brilliant.
Yeah, no, I mean, once the final piece, which was Chad, came into the movie, I was like, I turned to one of the producers and I was just like, the superpower of this movie is going to be the cast and their performances. Like I can, it was like probably like a week before production, and I was just like, the superpower is the cast. Like they're incredible. Like they're going to be incredible. It was like, if we land it right, they will be one of the strongest parts of this movie. And, looking back and now seeing it, I'm just like, say what you want about the movie. Not performances. I like it. They're too good,
You can't criticize that part. I loved that Denzel Whitaker was a great standout as well for me. The way coming from such a massive dick to being kind of like the second good guy. I love that. Great twist. Awesome.
Yeah.
So look, if you have Shudder and you don't see this film, you're going to be missing out a treat. I mean, we will review this as well, so do listen to the review as well if you haven't seen it. We're trying not to spoil too much because they're not going to come out yet. It's going to be coming out before the movie actually hits screens, probably. But what I have to ask is, what is your second film choice?
Second movie that I brought with us?
Yep.
Go with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Actually, you know what? Let's go with the French Martyrs.
Perfect choice.
I'm going to have to Google that one.
See, this is one I haven't put on the podcast yet because I don't know if Niall and Marcus are ready for this podcast.
It's one of them, is it?
Yeah.
On it. I want to talk about the French Martyrs with you.
Let's go for it. Why martyrs?
I mean, honestly, the French Martyrs was the first movie that came close to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre to me, and that's probably my number one favorite horror movie. But the French Martyrs, the way it keeps evolving, the way it keeps there's like 3-4 different horror movies in there, right? Yeah. And it just keeps digging deeper and deeper and deeper, and you're just like, where is this movie going, and how deep is it going to get? And then it
goes deep.
It goes deep, and like the twists and turns of it. I mean, it was like it was pulling Parasite moves, man, the whole time, right? And and the way that it keeps switching its horror modes was just phenomenal. Like a lot of those horror modes in those movies, like people will do one of those things throughout an entire movie, right? And this movie does it, abandons it, moves into another horror like element, right? And just keeps going. And so I was just like, man, this movie's fucking phenomenal. It's incredible.
And it's messed up.
And it's fucked up as fuck. Yeah.
From revenge horror to what it kind of turns out to. Niall will do this on the podcast. I have to, because Chloe will kill me if we don't do it now.
Yeah.
Cool. I can see the time is ticking away, so I'm going to quickly finish up with third movie choice.
Third movie choice? All right. Let's go with Titan.
I've not seen this one.
You haven't seen Titan yet?
No.
Oh my God, you got to see it, man. She's the truth. She is the second coming. I'm telling everybody, she's the second coming, man. Like this, like from Raw to Titan, I was like, man, this is fucking phenomenal work. Like she creates these characters that you fucking cannot identify with at all, and then by the end, you are just like, man, I really care about what the hell is going on. And it's a movie about a girl who fucks a car and gets pregnant. Like, what?
I'm so putting this on our list.
Okay, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else to say about it. I was like, this fucking crazy ass movie is fucking brilliant. Like, I love it. I've watched it so many times now, and I was just like, man, this is the best movie. This is incredible. Y'all gotta see the movie.
I'm gonna have to now. Woman Fucks Car. Right, ticks my list. Right, cool. No, I'll hate me for it, but let's do it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I know our time is up. I'd love to speak to you longer. I mean, if you ever want to come on the podcast, again, we will always have you back on. But yeah, so the brand new film, The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, is coming out into cinemas 9th of June, and we'll be going on to Shudder. So go and check it out. It's an amazing film. I'm absolutely loving it. And yeah, thank you so much, Bomani, for coming on the podcast this week. Where can people find you if you'd like to be found?
No, I don't want to be found. Now, y'all can find me on find me on IG. Story is King. That's where I'm at. You know, Angry Black Girl Film is also on IG. Come out, you know, see it in theaters. The colors, the visuals, the sound, the performances. It's all better when it's big. All right, in theaters June 9th.
Do it. Squishy faces as well. You know.
Yeah.
Lots of people. Okay, thank you for coming on the podcast, and go and check the film out now. So a huge thank you to Bomani J Story for joining myself and Niall on the podcast this time around. So let's get into the movie then. So this week we're going to chat about The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster.
Death is a disease. It infected my brother Chris. My hypothesis, there's a cure.
Your daughter has a very disturbing obsession.
What obsession?
Death.
Just think about your brother. You didn't have the chance to bury him. Just wish I could catch who took his body.
Death is the disease that broke my family. I'm sick of seeing it.
What Jada be running around here calling you some type of mad scientist?
Can I hang out with my friend?
What friend?
Chris.
Where did you see him?
He talks to me. Ew. He's here.
What are you doing?
I didn't mean for this to happen.
They called him a monster, and he believed it.
So, The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster will be coming to theatres in the US and Shudder here in the UK very soon. So, synopsis. Vicaria is a brilliant teenager who believes death is a disease that can be cured. After a brutal and sudden murder of her brother, she embarks on a journey to try and bring him back to life. The film is inspired a little bit by Frankenstein and directed by Bomani J Story, as you just heard there. Niall, go to you first. What do you think of the movie?
Okay, well, how do I say it? All right, judging from the title, I thought it was going to be like more divisive.
Yeah.
Than I thought it was going to be.
In a way, how can I put this? In the nicest way possible, not made for us.
Yeah, there are hints of that, but I don't think it's anywhere near what I thought it was. I thought, like, the thing is about this film is it makes everybody look like an absolute prick.
Yeah, that's pretty brilliant. Yeah.
Like, even to the point where, like, I brought up Chad Coleman in the interview because I love him. Absolutely amazing. But I've never seen him act like that. Like, to have him come across as such a prick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, he's using drugs and all sorts of things in that, and he's not. I mean, his son had died, which is obviously the justification for it. But they're just all over the place. I mean, they're I really like the bit where they sort of think that she's been sort of snitching.
Yeah.
And the whole community that seems like a nice place and they all seem like really close together. As soon as she does that, the whole place just fucking turns against her.
Again, but no, it's still, you think it's a community. It is a community.
Yeah.
Of pricks.
Pricks, yeah. Well, they're all drug dealers and they're all, everyone's got their own problems. But it's weird because I both don't like any of the characters really, but I also don't hate any of the characters. Like, they all have redeeming qualities.
Most of them.
Yeah, the guy with the machete, maybe not.
He's a bit of a villain, but yeah. But, they've all got their reasons to do what they want to do, in a way. I mean, Vicaria, yeah, she is a bit messed up in the head. But then she kind of goes through that whole fear as well. She's scared of what she's created, to the point where then she's not afraid. She's kind of like, I can make this work.
Yeah.
He was just dead too long, basically.
Yeah.
So she's got her shit. She's seen her brother die. Her other members of her family died. She watched the young boy that she she loves killed.
How sad! How sad is that kid though? When he's first in it, where he's trying to get in like her lockup.
Yeah,
because he knows there's something in there. Like, literally, and this is what I find so good about this film, is because you don't know whose side you're meant to be on. Because the kid at the door, she's talking about death. She's always talking about death. Everybody's sick of it. And he literally says, look, you die. It's just a thing that happens. Like, I mean, it's very dark for a kid to say that, but
in that kind of community, they see it a lot.
They see it all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
And you kind of see it with the school kid she's with as well, because, like, instead of taking it seriously, when she brings up death, they're just like, oh god, she's fucking talking about it again.
It's like part of life. It's just, it happens kind of thing. Get over it. Where, but even the little girl was a bit twisted.
I've written my notes, right? When she appears at the end, I said, don't trust her.
She's working with him. She's going to kill you too. She's going to kill you too. But it's dark. It's very dark at points. There's no kind of humor, but you can see, again, from the interview, you can see his inspirations from some of the movies he picked for his own choices. Stuff like Martyrs and
very obscure. He's a very horror person. He's a nerd like you lot.
I know, love that.
Yeah.
But you can see that in what he's doing here as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, the cast is amazing. To have the voice, and I keep saying it, it's the voice Doc McStuffins in a horror movie. It's made my week, this has. It's like when I made the Winnie the Pooh movie.
Do you know what Chad Coleman's in?
No.
Oh, so he played Tyrese in Walking Dead.
Okay.
He was Zed, or Z for Americans, in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And he, most importantly, was Coach in Left 4 Dead, the game.
A lot of video game voices in this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've all had. I was surprised actually. I was looking through everyone, and they seem like they've either been in nothing, or they've been in like well-rounded. Like they've been in everything.
Like he was also the villain in Arrow as well.
Who, Chad?
Yeah.
Is he?
He was Tobias Church in season 5 of Arrow.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. I wonder if anybody else has asked him about his Rotten Tomato score.
Let's see. They have to do it now. There's a lot of videos this week. No, I like how it could have been a complete Frankenstein film, but they turned it on its head. It would have been a bit boring if it was just dying. You had to do something with it to kind of make it so it wasn't just one of those movies. And I think with his love of horror and the way that, he is passionate about the genre, he has taken a classic and turned it into this kind of modern gothic, but also kind of street level horror.
Yeah.
which you see in quite a lot. It's, you got a lot more of the kind of different backgrounds in horror now, which is nice.
I think as an overview, it's come pretty close to Frankenstein. I mean, it's got all the important parts. I mean, about the community sort of turning against you.
Yeah, wants to go on the loose. Just wants to go home. Just wants to be loved.
Yeah.
No, even the fact that he can't even get what he loves. He's destroying everything he loves. Spoilers, by the way. Trying not to spoil too much, but he kills a lot of people. In this movie. There's a very good death, including the machete, which I won't delve too much into. But yeah, no, obviously the Kango character must have been in a Scream film because obviously he lasted way too long.
Yep.
But even Denzel Whittaker played Kango. He was in Black Panther. He's in the Purge TV series. So he's been in a lot of stuff. The Training Day as well. He's been in a lot of movies. So it's such a well-rounded cast. Love this cast.
Yeah, really good cast. Yeah.
So overall,
hang on. There is one more thing that I haven't mentioned yet, which I was going to mention to him because I have noticed he does a lot of cinematography.
Yeah.
There's a bit in the park where the drug dealer's basically saying that she has to work for him now. And there's a sofa on a hill. But the filming has got this weird, like, lens distortion on the background that makes it look all swirly. And yet the characters on the foreground are completely crisp and sharp.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. And the colours, amazing.
He said that himself.
Yep. He did mention the colours, and it's got some good colours.
Very good colours. It's got some amazing shots. I do like the shot where she's just starting to experiment and she's sewing the body up, and the kind of that whole scene just looks beautiful. It's a beautifully creepy scene, and some brilliant shots, especially the broken glasses and her kind of glee in a way, which kind of harkens back to some of the classic kind of Frankenstein movies in a way.
Yeah.
Well,
her character. Yeah, her character just completely changes when she's in that room.
Yeah.
It is like a sort of Jekyll and Hyde moment, isn't it?
I think that's a great way of explaining her as well as a character.
Yeah.
She wants to know more, but then she's scared to find out more. But then when she's in her element, that's it. She's a psycho.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
She's crazy.
She's crazy bitch.
Yeah, she literally is. She's kind of scary in herself. I know she's. Yeah. I think that's the idea, because she's meant to be like a safe, knowledgeable person, but then at her core, she's fucking mental.
The smart ones always are. Watch out for the quiet ones. So, as always, we have to do keep it or bin it.
I think I'm going to keep it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Same here. Going to be a keep for me. So, yeah.
Actually, I'm not just going to say I'm keeping it. I reckon this is going to be like. I wasn't lying when I said to him, I think this is going to be high 80s on Rotten Tomatoes, because I think this is going to become like a cult classic.
You thinking more summer of 86 kind of thing?
I've got that feeling to it. Yeah. Like, I think it's either going to do really well or really badly, but I think it's going to do really well.
I've got a feeling it's going to be a summer of 86 kind of a film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, especially with it coming out on Shudder here, I think it's going to be like it's going to be a Shudder golden child for a bit.
Yeah. I'm glad it's getting a cinema run as well. Yeah, I think this will look quite good on the big screen. But as a Shudder one, you have a lot of the horror podcasts out there when they start to cover this film. I think it's going to be quite a big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 keeps. I think it's going to do really well. And again, thank you to Bomani J Story for coming to the podcast this week.
It's better than Cocaine Shark.
Nothing's better than Cocaine Shark.
You've got that the wrong way around. Literally everything is better than Cocaine Shark. I would literally watch paint dry before I watch that film again.
Now, for that reference, check out our next episode, which is going to be Cocaine Shark, Evil Dead, and
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Grand Budapest Hotel and Evil Dead 2013. Which will come out later in this month. But this one is we recorded this in weird order. So it's cool. So check out our next episode, which is coming up about mid-June, which is going to be Evil Dead. Cocaine Shark.
I'll give you a hint about what happens. Cocaine Shark, shit.
If there's no cocaine and no sharks. And Grand Budapest Hotel, which is probably one of the best movies ever made. We're also joined by Hunter Shea, author of Slash, Bigfoot in the Bronx. He was there. And many other movies containing weird creatures. He should have directed that movie. He would have been much better at it. Anyway, so as always, I have been your host, Mike, and as always, I have been joined by my co-host, Whitlock.
So, bye-bye.
I've been your host, Mike Goddard, and from miles away, somewhere probably army-related, I'm sure, Marcus is saying toodles.
He's there in my heart.
He's there in my basement. We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye-bye.
You ever heard about Shady Pines?
Research place out by Borden.
The guy running it goes insane. Locks everyone inside, sets the whole place on fire, burns them all alive.
What does that have to do with the game?
The game is Shady Pines.
Good, I was scared there for a second with the lightning and the creepy murder ghost game.
Just pause it.
There is no pause. There is play or do not play. I stop playing, clock starts ticking.
What, you have to play until you beat it?
Exactly.
Tim's missing.
You think it has something to do with the game?
Yes.
No, it's just a game.
How does it know who's playing? Ghosts. It's not ghosts. Then what is it?
The timekeeper is always watching.
The timekeeper doesn't exist.
Fairchild says the people he worked with called him the timekeeper.
Fairchild is dead.
He takes your days. He takes your nights. And then he takes your life. He's always watching.
Everyone who plays this game dies or disappears.
It's just a game, G.
I thought I was the only one at risk because I was the only one playing, but now I don't know.
We need to get to Shady Pines and get the server back on.
We have to destroy it. No one else can ever play.
If you don't play, you die.
And if you do play, you die.